Hey people, it's your boy Joby here again. I'm going to show you a new farm. They nerfed my old farm. I know you saw it happen. Oh, you hate to see it. The bio research is only worth $50, 50 Spacebux now, so we've got to do a new one. The new one is deep vein extraction. The good thing about deep vein extraction is that you get exotics out of it, which is the second currency, the purple currency. This is a pretty easy run. You can do this pretty quickly, not super quickly, nowhere near as quick. I managed to get down to about 8 minutes 29, I think was my best time on Strange Harvest bio research. But this one I haven't got that fast, so I'm going to skip ahead a little bit in this one, but I will take you through what I think is the strategy. I also have a bit of an advanced strategy that you can deploy once you've got a bit of cash. First things first, you'll notice that what I've got in my kit is the space pickaxe, the space knife, and the space water bottle. I think you absolutely have to bring these guys, okay? You need a space pickaxe because it allows you to mine double the exotics. Okay, so you get double the usual exotics. You bring the water bottle so you don't have to worry about water. Water winds up being a pretty hefty concern. You will run out, and it's not worth it. There are a couple of lakes along the way, but managing water when you're stuck in the ice is complex if you don't have a water bottle. And the other thing is the knife, the space knife. I like the space knife. You could just build a knife, but in my opinion, the space knife, best thing you can buy. You can spec up so you got a movement bonus with the knife. You'll notice that I'm mining oxide at the moment. I know if you watch my other one, I said don't bother mining oxide. This time you definitely do. It just cuts down on how much time. I'm still going to pick up a couple. There's a lot that goes into this run that is just in case, right? But mine one voxel of oxide, pick up any other oxide you see obviously available along the way, and you should be fine. Pick up every stick you can. Pick up fiber for days. You want to mine just enough silica to get by. Pick up food that you know you can cook, because you're going to cook it. Find berries and find watermelon. They fixed the watermelon, so now you can eat watermelon without getting food poisoning. I've not gotten food poisoning for the last 15 watermelons that I ate, so they're now safe to eat. It's a huge boost of stamina, so you got to do it straight away. So all the fiber, all the sticks, a bunch of rocks. You want a bunch of rocks. We'll probably just mine rocks. I like to get enough rocks for 2 campfires. Okay, because what you need a campfire in the snow. You need a campfire in the snow. Because what can happen is if you get a storm in the snow and it's a blizzard, you'll have to hide in a cave for the entirety of the storm. And what you want to have happen is you want to be able to sit next to the fire, because otherwise you'll get frostbite as well as pneumonia in the cave, and getting both of those things means you won't have enough. You'll have to walk basically everywhere. You won't have enough stamina to move, pretty much. Anyway, pick up some pumpkins. I like to get a little bit of meat. It's just diversity of food, because I set up a campfire outside the snowy area. Right, you'll see all this as we go along. I'm going to skip ahead. I'll probably just speed ahead so you can see the exact path I take. But you want some diversity of food on the way back. So, we eat berries because berries are fantastic for managing thirst, and berries are fantastic for a little bit of stamina immediately because you don't need to cook anything. But ideally, meat and cooked pumpkin is better, and watermelons is better. So you can have 3 foods boosting your stamina at one time. I'm gonna have carrots. I don't know why. I don't know. I just always do it. I like the idea of eating a carrot. Anyway, it's also good if you don't happen to take the time to, like, if you don't run into a rabbit, then you're not going to stop and go hunting. It kills the amount of the time you spend on this run. One of the things that we're doing, we're heading northeast. Okay, there are 2 directions that you can take to get to the exotics. You can go south, and you can loot through the snow. That path, when you've got nothing, I will show you how you can successfully do that path, and it's quite a bit faster. But that path, you will get frostbite. I've tested it a number of times, and you'll get frostbite on the run. There's just no way, like on the run back, you will always get frostbite. You spend too long in a cold state that you cannot avoid getting frostbite, in my experience. I believe it is guaranteed. So you got to loop around to the north. It's a longer run, but it is safer. It also means that if you get caught in a blizzard, you don't have to worry about finding a cave. If you want to know where caves are and stuff, go to IcarusIntel.com. They've got the best online resource for caves. That's awesome. Don't worry about fighting wolves or anything like that. You can run basically past everything. One thing you might notice is the pop-in. I've got foliage on low. That's just to make it much, much, much easier to see what's ahead. It really does help, but it makes the game look a little bit barren, a little bit uglier. And it doesn't help that much with the performance, so it's not that bigger game from that perspective. Just checking if that was a wolf. This path, you don't have to stick perfectly to it. I'm sure people will no doubt knock a bit of time off this run as we go. This is the silica. So you mine silica in the hopes that you find yeast. This is another one. This is another Boy Scout move, right? If you find yeast, and again, we're not going hardcore looking for it, right? I've got enough stone for one fireplace now. We're not going hardcore looking for anything. We're just doing exactly what is on the path. So anything that's on the path, we will stop and do, but otherwise we will not. So if we don't see yeast on the path, then we will not pick up yeast. But if we do, definitely grab, I think it's 3 yeast for an antibiotic, which is just helpful. Again, if you get caught in a blizzard in the snow, you are stuck. So you can see it, we're swapping on the map. That's where we started, waiting for the map to catch up to us. This is the path we're taking. We're now going to loop around to the south. We're close to a cave that you should definitely check on your way back. You can check it on the way in if you want. But once you acquire exotics the first time, exotics will spawn in any prospect that you start. I believe that's how it works. So once you acquire... So that's the cave. Once you acquire exotics for the first time, there is a chance, and it gets higher. The chance gets higher the harder. So each prospect has a difficulty setting. The harder a prospect is, the higher percentage chance there is for exotics to spawn. I have had exotics spawn in the cave where the exotics are supposed to spawn. So I got double exotics. It absolutely happens. It's fantastic. You get a little extra for your run, and yeah, it pays off nicely. You can see we're nearly there, 47, one more rock, and we'll have enough for 2 fireplaces. That's what we're aiming for. There we go, a little bit over. And we're just going to loop around through this. There's sometimes a bear spawns here, sometimes it doesn't. Not a big deal. We'll see what we see. You can avoid any predators pretty easily at this point in the game. It's not that complicated. Just play it safe. If you see one, if you spot one, and if your foliage is on low, then it should be easy to see. Then just take it easy, pause for a second, and work out which way he's heading so that you can avoid him. See how I'm avoiding that wolf right there? That's all it takes. Didn't even need to dodge that hard. Get a bit of extra oxide. The number one thing for this run, it's way more dangerous. It takes more time. It's way more dangerous than the strange harvest. But you do get a little bit more money, and you get exotics. You should get 64 exotics if you bring the space pickaxe. I'm thinking about... Yeah, I'm going to get him. There we go. Now, he's going to take a while to roll. And 64, it's not loads, but it does quickly add up. If you just build a pickaxe on the spot, you will only get 32 exotics, which is much worse. It's half the numbers. Why would I go back to the carrots and ignore the pumpkins? Who can tell? Who knows what lies in the hearts of men? So anyway, I'm looking for the yeast now because I've noticed that a lot, like, that's a common yeast spawn area. Sadly, no such luck this time. I'm not going to go hunting for it, like I said. I'm just going to leave it go in. So what I'm going to do now is going to build 2 campfires just short of the snow. I'm going to start cooking meat and pumpkins and probably carrots, I suppose. Double that, craft them up, put them in my hot bar so I can build them. So I'm going to build a 7-1 here. I'm going to hold one in 5 so that I can use it whenever I want. Just using sticks. I could go get wood. You do want wood if you want charcoal. So my mistake. You got to order this stuff correctly if you want it to actually cook correct. Did I forget the carrots? I forgot to do them in carrots. Do I remember? No, don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. Carrots can stay with me. Okay. We're running into the snow. You'll notice we didn't build any cold weather gear. Okay, that's the risk here. Okay, because as soon as cold stuff kicks in, we lose a bunch of stam. And we start to become at risk of death. So we are banking on a bunch of stuff happening here. We're heading directly for the cave. You can see it. It's basically in front of us right now. Waiting for our stam to come back up. We are going to register as cold in a few moments. You can see down the bottom left, the little white bar that's ticking down. Once it hits the big blue area, we are cold. There we go. Cold. We lost some stam. Not ideal. The longer we spend cold, the more chance we get of becoming frosty, and then we get frostbite, and then we can't move as fast. Alright, you're waiting for the cave worms to spawn before you start digging. I'm stuck on something. Stab them. Don't worry about shooting them. Stab them. 2 stabs from the space knife, and they're dead. Easy. Okay? It is difficult to see because it's stuck. We've got a bit of wood. Forget to activate it. There we go. Now we're gonna dig away. Now, like I said, if we just built a pickaxe, we'd be only getting 1 chunk for each of these instead of. Make sure you keep your stam up as much as possible while you're here. Oh yeah, and take your water bottle off. How did I forget to do that? Big mistake. But yeah, keep your stam up. This is why you want the space. Why would I bash my own fireplace? Just going to try to get up my heat again. Try to get it up above cold. It is above cold. Pick it up. Grab my wood back. Wood's great for charcoal. And now we go. I'm stuck on something again. Got my knife back out. Pick up a bit of wood. A bit more wood. Watch out for polar bears. Polar bears are white on white. They're very difficult to see. They will mess you up. They act like regular bears. You can dodge them like regular bears, but they have about 4 times as much health, and they hit about 4 times as hard. So you'll die in like 2 hits to a polar bear, and then you'll come back in with a savage wound, and you'll have to make the giant run back with nothing, without even your space knife and space pickaxe. So I don't recommend it. I died a lot. You can see I'm in XP debt. Big red bar in the top left corner. I'm in XP debt right now because I messed up and got killed by a polar bear on my last run. I managed to extract successfully, obviously, but that is the danger of doing this as a solo venture. I said I was going to skip ahead, but at this rate, I'm just going to power through. Hey, I might skip ahead on the run back because there's not a lot to talk through there. We're going to. So I know of guaranteed 4 locations for exotics. I have not found any others. I find this lucrative enough that I have not bothered to go hunting. That dude just spawned in. That's unfortunate. He's going to make things a bit difficult. This is one of them. So just on this little ledge here. Easy access to exotics. Make sure you farm them up. as always, manage your stamina. Just watching for the polar bear. Seeing where he goes. And then we will make our way to the second point. We're just going to inch our way down here. Watch which way Mr. Polar Bear goes. I don't think I've ever seen him path out further right than he currently is. So I think we're okay to loop around. He's turned left. We're okay. Power up this direction. Biggest problem I have when doing these runs is I've got to fight the temptation to get distracted and start picking stuff up, because you get free XP. Go into this little ice divot, this ice hole, get your fire going, and this is it. Heat management. That's all there is to it. That's why we're doing this. This is the third spot. So the first spot is always in the cave. You can't go to these. You can go to these in any order except for the first one. You have to go to the cave first. So you'll see. I'll show you a super speed run that you can do once you've got all the best gear. I'm just going to wait a second. It takes like 2 seconds to hold X to pick up anyway, but wait till we're no longer cold. And now we're going to pick it up. Make sure we get our wood. And there we go. Whip the knife back out. Off we go to the next location. See if we get. See, he's going to be a bit of a pain. So we've got to work around him. Like I said, you can fight a polar bear. You can kill polar bears with a knife, but it's just not worth the risk, right? All of this is just risk management. You're just trying to make sure that what you do. Oh my lord, he's coming straight for us. Is as low risk as possible. And when you're coming in here, when you're trying to do this as fast as possible, which is, I guess, what we're doing with these farm runs, there's just no point in risking it because there's no upside. It takes ages to kill him, and the downside is huge. Flop this fire down again. Get it lit. Press the wrong button. Forget to activate it. Now we start mining. This is the last one. This was the first one I found of the exotics, but it's the last one that we do in this loop in particular. The faster. There it goes. 64. As you can see, we've got 64 exotics. We are done. We don't need this wood, but I grab it anyway because I can't help myself. We run out. This jump is. It's a little bit annoying, which is why I recommend researching the thatch ramp, because you can make it without any wood, and we're not sitting around chopping wood. So a thatch ramp allows you to build a ramp out of just the fiber and sticks that you've picked up. Hard recommend that. That's a great way to manage that expectation. Now all we're going to do is run out. You'll notice we didn't get frostbite, we didn't get pneumonia, we didn't get anything. We did get paused or stuttered by polar bears a couple of times, but otherwise we are all good. We have farmed the resource. It's been 18 minutes and we have gotten everything we came for. Now all we have to do is leave. It's 1:20. Sometimes, depending on storms, it can be nighttime when you're on back. I don't bother stopping to build a bed. I just build a torch and I run back in the dark. There's absolutely no reason to not do that. And trying to find enough fur to build a bed, and then you got to build a shelter and all that. It's just not worth the hassle. Not when you can just run back in the dark. One thing is, if you do happen to find yourself running back in the dark, I personally like to set the entire forest on fire as a big FU to the game for wasting your time. Ideally, this would still be on, but it's not. We're going to activate it just to get rid of the cold debuff. I'm going to grab both of these, eat the meat, and we can put our water bottle back on now that we're no longer cold. It gives a cold debuff, which is why you take it off when you're in the snow. It's especially important when you're not wearing anything. Not so much when you have cold weather gear on, but when you're going in naked or fairly naked, yeah, you got to do it. Okay. What we're going to do here is we're going to jump ahead, and we're going to jump to the cave along the way to show you how to get that done. Okay, so it's not that difficult. And we'll just scoot ahead here. This is the cave. It's right on your path, right? You just run in. Exotics glow blue, bright blue. There is absolutely no reason to light a torch or spend any time. If you can't see any blue against the dark black, the pitch black of a cave, there's no reason to go in and do it. Okay, so we're just going to quickly point out. You'll have seen this map. I'll put it at the start of the video for you. But these are the locations of the exotics. This is the cave that I like to stop in. There are 2 more caves along the way that I don't stop in generally, because I find that they're usually blocked with stone, which I know is RNG, but just in my experience, you show up and they're blocked, and it takes a while to uncover them, and it just kills the time. And B, they are a slight detour. So what we're going to do now is we're going to fast forward through the rest of this run back, because you've already seen one version of it. I need to see the other. You can see it's raining a little bit. It doesn't matter. It literally doesn't matter. Blizzards, if you get caught in a blizzard, exposure will kill you. Absolutely. 100%. If you're wearing nothing in a blizzard, exposure will kill you, so you got to hide in a cave. But if it's just showers or winds, which is what you usually get in the rainforest biome, don't worry about it. Just run. And then we belt on back. There's our ship. One of the things you can do is set a marker on your map where your ship is. Just double right click or double left click on it, and put the exotics in. Take them out again. I don't know how official this is, or maybe you have to tab out. I haven't worked out exactly the science of this, but just make sure you hear him say it's mission complete, because that way you get the money. If you don't get mission complete, but you have the exotics, you'll get the exotics, but you won't get the 150. If you do have mission complete, then you get 150 plus your 64 exotics. Alright, the other thing I'm gonna show you is the super run, right? This is the super duper speed run, right? So I've got 2 movement speed modifiers. I've got my pickaxe, my knife, and a full set of the space armor. Okay? There was a bug where the space armor wouldn't come back with you. That's fixed. I tested at the end of this. Space armor gives you 7% per item worth of like cold negation, cold resist, which means it's as good, literally as good as fur armor. So you are landing on this planet with fur armor on. That's it. Get your food, get your water, and you're basically good to go. We might fast forward. I'll show you. So this version of the same, the last one takes about 27 minutes from end to end. This one takes about 21. So you can cut 6 minutes off your time. You can get it down to, you can get about 3 runs in, nearly 3 runs in. I'm sure, as always, as it was with the Strange Harvest bio research, I'm sure there are ways to cut even more time out of this. And when the other YouTubers watch this video and they copy my video and don't give me any credit, I'm sure that they will have found some small ways to cut time off, and they'll take as much credit as they can. Anyway, just being catty, just being cynical. Hey, once again, mine your oxide, mine a bit of stone. You don't need 2 fireplaces on this one, just the one. And I don't even think you need 2 fire. I don't think you need them at all. You get enough for one fireplace, so that again, if you get caught in a blizzard, even with the space armor, you can't live through a blizzard. And it's got exposure resistance. You still can't live through a blizzard. You can live longer, but you will die in a blizzard. It just happens. Like, it's the most deadly storm in the game, apart from standing outside in a flash storm holding a lightning rod. So we get to the cave and it's blocked off, which is a bit of a pain, but we've got the space pickaxe, so we can get through it a little bit quickly. The other part of this that is a pain is that the cave worm spawn on this one. Cave snake is real close to the entrance, which means we can't successfully mine all the way through without triggering it. And then the third piece of this crap pie is we've been unlucky with the polar bear spawn, and he will do this path all the way up to see basically the entrance to this cave. I've died to this polar bear twice, each time, because he spawns behind you and wanders up real quiet like, and then he sees you and he comes and gets you. But he's walking away now, so we're okay. I'm always still a bit scared. I mean, even with the armor, I can take him on a little bit, but if you were to turn around, I would be dead. I'd fight him, but I'd be dead. Alright, now we mine our way through. Attempt to mine our way through. It's awful. Alright, we'll skip. Just gotta get through the hole. Again, stab the cave snakes. No need for a bow. Wait for it. Nothing. Mine away. And you already know the path back, right? Like, you've seen it all before. We do it a little bit in a different order this time. We go to the fourth one first. That's why you bring a ramp, because I find that jump in particular to be a pain. Down we go here into the hole. Mine all that. We do this drop here if I can find it. Here it is. And again, we want to ramp this part as well, because the polar bear spawn is just down to the bottom, and it's a bit of a risk. Dropping down off cliffs, you can get bounced out. And if you get bounced out in the wrong way, you're dead-zo. So, yeah. This guy, one of the things, if you just, instead of going into your crafting menu, just press 3 if you've got it. If it's ghosted in your hotbar down the bottom, and you have the resources to build it, if you just press 3, you will insta-craft one, which is fantastic. And then we just run it back. We'll speed through. There's nothing really to see here. 64 in even less time. Bit more risky because of the threat of the blizzard, but I'm leaving my chest on. I was testing something that I'd heard might happen. It might delete the chest, but they fixed that in a patch. So there we go. Another 150. Again, make sure you tab out. Make sure you register that the mission is complete so you get the 150. Otherwise, that's all there is to it. And what, in 50 minutes, I just made 128 exotics, which is fantastic. As you can see, I've got 626 of it. I don't know what to spend it on, but that's okay. We'll work it out. The real challenge is not having enough space in my dropship cargo to utilize it all. Anyway, that is it. Sorry this one went so long. It's a little bit more involved. Let me know if you find cool ways to cut down the time. I'm super interested in any ways we can shave seconds off this, but yeah, that's about the strength of it. You can wrap that one up pretty quick. Maybe 3 runs, just just under 3 runs in an hour, which is 450. Not as good as the strange harvest bio research used to be, but still pretty juicy because you get a bunch of exotics out of it as well. Anyway, hope you have fun with it, prospectors. I'll catch you next time. Love you. Bye.